Hi everybody, this is Lisa, Connecticut Garden Gal. Today it's been 1 week since I put up the video showing my cardboard only worm bucket. And just to recap, I took about 15 to 20 worms that I found outside living between layers of cardboard and put them in a bucket with the same cardboard and covered them with bubble wrap. Now I'm not holding the camera. I actually have it on a tripod. I hope the angle is good for you to see in here. I haven't been in here since setting it up, so it's going to be interesting to see what we see. Okay, so the first thing I notice on this cardboard is you can see these little flecks. Here's a couple of worms. You can see the little flecks of chewed up material, so they're obviously eating, and beginning signs of castings. I'm going to take these pieces out. I have an envelope over here I'm going to put them on. Yeah, they're definitely eating. You can see the cardboard here chewed up. There's a little roly-poly bug. Very helpful for the worm population. Put him down. Okay, you can see on these smaller pieces, there's eating going on, and there's one of the diners. So it's been 7 days, and it's not very many worms that are in here. You definitely can see all of this. All of this is eaten cardboard, digested cardboard, I guess you should say, because it's had to come through. Let me continue to dig. They're probably in the bottom. Another worm in the cardboard here. And, I mean, you can see without a doubt that there's been digestion going on in here. I suspect most of them are at the bottom. Oh yeah, I mean, nothing magnificent. We're not going to find a worm ball when there's only 15 to 20 worms in here, and their food is only cardboard. But they're very clearly eating it, as you can see. And you notice, like, this worm, how very dark it is? I hope the camera is showing that. That's what I found outside with the wild worms I was catching. They're very, very dark red, and all of this, again, evidence that they're definitely eating. Let me try to pick up this big piece. And again, here we have a nice, healthy looking worm, and this cardboard is all, being shred. Worms inside of it. So there's stuff happening in here. After only a week, I didn't add anything else to it to sort of boost it. I just left them in the cardboard. Now I know there's going to be some more worms down in here because I haven't found the bulk of them yet. Fine, roll it. Yep, there's worms in there. And there's worms probably in here. Because, again, you can see castings. So, in only a week, a small amount of worms are doing some work. But what I'm curious is what the bottom looks like. And, okay, so I'm digging down here. You can see the worms. And you can see how much this cardboard has been chewed up in 7 days. Again, it's corrugated cardboard, not the flat, shiny cereal box type cardboard. And you can look at the color of the worms. They get almost so deep purple. They remind me of eggplant color, maybe even darker, depending on the eggplant variety. And the moisture level hasn't changed. Look at this. Now this here's a youngin. There's obviously in a week, there wasn't enough time for them to mate, have a cocoon hatch, and have the baby grow to this size. So there must have been a little youngin in there. But do you see all the castings around these worms? From just eating this cardboard. Nothing else. You can see it all on here. Let's see, let me take this big piece. Oh, this is not a red wiggler. This is actually a Canadian nightcrawler. For those who aren't familiar, you got the front end, the back end is always flat. The tail reminds me of a little shovel head. Got a pointy end and you got a flat end. And I've been finding a lot of these outside, so it must have been in the pile of worms I scooped up. I'm going to move that guy for right now because I didn't want to have anything but the wigglers in here. And again, you can see how this cardboard's being broken down. What I really want to see is down in here. Yeah, they're doing a great job with this in 7 days. For such few worms. Castings, worms and castings and cardboard. The moisture level is the same. The worms are doing what they're doing. They're healthy. They're dark. I haven't seen any cocoons yet. I don't know if any of them were of breeding age. You see one here with a band, but the rest were pretty young. And on the back side, again, you can see them down over here. And if we can get in the bottom here, let me try to just scoop it up and hold it up underneath the camera. Here we go. So here's the majority of the worms in the bottom, in the cardboard, and as you can see, they are definitely eating it up. And they get so dark on cardboard. Nice and dark. See them here. I want to just pull this stuff out and get right down to the bottom. That's a nice healthy worm right there. Okay, let me just scrape up the bottom stuff. I'm going to just pull this out right here and show you the bottom. Oh, I have another Canadian nightcrawler. Okay, there must have been a couple in that cardboard I picked up. This is a good size Canadian nightcrawler here, but it's going to go into the urban worm bag because that's where I have some of these. You can see the entrails, which is their intestines or digestive tract, and how dark it is going through, and that's simply an indicator of what it's been eating, which is cardboard. And apparently they like cardboard also. All right, let me scoop up. Okay, so here's down at the very bottom, and you can see the castings are coming along. The worms are nice and dark. They're very healthy looking. And the cardboard is being consumed. And the worms are dark. And they look good. So based on what I'm seeing here in a week, I think I'm going to do exactly 2 weeks from today, a follow-up. And I bet, oh, look, you see here in front of my finger? There is a casting. Now, I'm positive there were a cocoon. I'm positive there were no cocoons in here. And since that's lemon yellow, it was just laid. So there must be a couple of adults, at least a couple, and they are breeding in here as well, which I find quite interesting. Okay, and here's what I'm digging up from the bottom. This is the rest of the worms, and they're in their little cardboard casting pile here. And this is just experimental. I don't plan on raising all my worms in cardboard, but I was just doing this experiment to show how much they like it, because of the starch-based glue that holds the corrugated panel. That's the rippled panel in cardboard. Here's a cocoon. It's a starch-based glue made out of usually corn that holds the layers together, and the worms just love it. Okay, well, I mean, anything else I dig out of here is going to be just more of the same regardless. So I'm going to end the video, and I'm going to do a follow-up. I'm just going to put this back in the same order, and I'm going to do a follow-up in exactly 2 weeks so you can continue to see what's going on.